What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. First off, I just want to say I've been getting a ton of new subscribers. I've been blown away by how many people have been subscribed to the channel. So to all my subscribers, thank you guys so much. You're the ones keeping me motivated to keep making all this cool stuff for you guys. So big news in today's video. Obviously you clicked on it already, but I'm taking the channel in a completely new direction, not to abandon any of the old directions. We're still going to be working on the auto car, building the farm shop, building my my farm driveway, and building the rest of the farm out there. But everything comes in time, and I've got a lot of irons in the fire. So today is the first day I'm showing you guys this. Me and my old lady bought an abandoned church. So we decided to buy this church because it's actually in a pretty good little area in our town. Second of all, it's pretty close to home for us, so it's close by to work on. So we bought the church with the intention of flipping it, gutting the whole thing, and putting some apartments in here. It's gonna be a ton of work because while it was a church, right now, it's just a holy mess. So the story that we got when we bought it was the lady that sold it to us, her husband had owned it, and he used it for storage for his flea market business. He was one of those guys that just goes to the local flea markets every week, and he'd take some stuff with him and bring some stuff back and just horse trade, and that's fine. And apparently this place wasn't in such disarray until recently. Some kids broke into here and they just smashed everything that they could get their dirty little hands on. So what we have to start doing is start sorting through all this stuff here, because there is some good stuff here. There's some antiques. There's a wood-fired stove back there. There's a Hoosier cabinet right there. I've got probably 1.5 dozen antique chairs here. There's a couple Singer pop-up sewing machines. All kind of good little stuff in here. So you don't want to just throw everything away, but there's busted glass everywhere, boxes ripped open and scattered. So what we've got to do is start clearing out all the stuff that is just trash and rubbish at this point. Start throwing it into a dumpster and sorting through the good stuff that we're going to try to sell to make a couple bucks back to recoup some of our cost. So as you guys can see, this is the main room. This is where the congregation would have sat. We've got 16 church pews in here that we're going to sell most of them if we can. And then I think we're going to save a few of them and try to repurpose them into the apartments as we finish them. So that'll be cool to try and keep some of the history with the building. We just thought that'd be a good way to tie things in. This wall here should not be load bearing. There's no reason it would be. So hopefully we can just rip all this out. And then I think there's about 15 more feet behind this wall that goes to the back of the building. All the windows are busted out from the kids that broke in here, but that's okay. They were old junk single pane anyway. There's a walk-in baptismal font down through here. That's gonna come out. And down here is a staircase that leads to the basement. Down here is where the problems with this building lie. Yeah, there's a bunch of junk down here, paint peeling, whatever. That's nothing. What we have down here is foundation issues. As you can probably tell in this spot here, the foundation is buckled and bowed and pushed out very badly right here. All the way down from that doorway back to this corner needs ideally knocked out and replaced. The trick is it's a brick building, so it's a lot of work to support the outside structure and then be able to remove this and reblock it. So what I think I want to do is dig out on the outside, frame this in, and then pour it all solid concrete. Now the wall opposite the one we just looked at looks pretty good, except for this hairline crack all the way across here. But when you look closer, the bottom course of block right above the floor is actually slid over about 2.5 to 3 inches. And it runs like that the entire length of the building. So what I think I want to do to remedy that is obviously get everything out of the way, drill a bunch of holes into the concrete floor, and pour a concrete bulkhead all the way along the bottom of the wall to keep the wall from pushing this way any further. The reason both walls failed was because of water. They put a roof on this building not that long ago, but they didn't put gutters on it. All the water comes off the roof and lays right next to the building out here. There's a concrete slab right outside of the building. All the water lays there, and in the freeze and thaw of winter, it has pushed that wall over and ruined that corner over there. So that's going to be the biggest struggle of this project. That is the most crucial part of this project. And probably the most dangerous part of this project is going to be fixing this corner here, because this is, I don't know if the camera does this justice. It's probably pushed in a foot or so, at least by now. Through these doorways here are the bathrooms. I know people are going to be asking me. But it's very dark in there. You're not going to be able to see. Not much to it. Just creepy little dingy old rotten bathrooms on both sides. This whole part of the building is an add-on, and it is completely compromised. All the block, all the way around this little rectangular bump out they put on the outside of the building, it is no good. It has to be ripped off. And the wall from this doorway to the corner, like I said, you can see it's hooked in there very badly. That's all going to need to be straightened and shored back up and poured solid, is what I think I'm going to do with it. So back here we have what looks like it was a kitchen. I don't think I'd be fixing any meals back here. And over here had to be the furnace room. It's not very big, maybe 15 by 15. You can't really see it right now. But hopefully all these walls can be pulled out and we'll just leave a post like we have here, and we'll be able to get 2 units in this basement. So we're on the outside now. Here's the root cause of all of our troubles. As you can see, there's stuff growing out of the gutters over there. And all the water, no doubt, runs right over top of the gutters and falls down here on the ground, which has caused all the water to lay here in the wintertime and freeze and thaw and buckle this wall in. So what I want to get done today real quick is clean out that gutter and rip all these vines off. That little bit has poison ivy mixed in it, and I get poison ivy really bad, so I got a buddy that doesn't get it at all. Oh, he can come down and deal with that. One more side to do, and this side has the gutter, so after I rip the vines down, I'm gonna throw up the ladder and start cleaning out these gutters. Something very satisfying about pulling these things down. Alright, I'm a little afraid to get up here because this roof is much less than stellar, but I'll try it. If I fall through, at least it's on camera. Oh yeah. solid feeling. Yeah, I think these gutters have seen better days. So here's the good and bad of what I'm seeing. Newer metal roof, so that's good. Bad is they used nails instead of screws. There's one here that's backed out, doesn't have anything to hold it. That needs silicone, and I'm sure there's 100 more on this roof that are the same. And then the real bad is over here, all the flashing is pulled away from the brick like a couple inches. And of course that's just letting water pour down there, so that's not good. It's almost like it was never finished. I don't know what the deal with that is. And the stuff that's growing out of these gutters is nearly hopelessly wedged in there. Got a serious root system going, and I'm afraid to really pull on it because I'll either knock down the gutter or knock down my ladder. Neither of which I'm a big fan of. There's about 700 little maple trees growing out of the gutter here. Alright, first things first, I got this new microphone for Christmas, so we're trying this thing out for the first time here to see how this goes. I had some complaints about the audio in my previous videos. I did some things different on this video, hoping it's been a lot better thus far. So what we're looking at here is before me and Eva bought this building, I took the drone up and did some looking around on the roof and looking at things that we couldn't see. What you're looking at right there, that square piece of roofing, if I hadn't taken the drone up, I'd have never known what the real story was there. That from what you can see in this drone video, it looks like that used to be a flat roof up there, and when the drone turns around and goes down there closer, you'll be able to see it. But there's actually a old downspout box that comes out of the back of that square piece. And then of course they didn't match the tin up there. Apparently they just used scraps because you can't see any of that from the ground. So it really doesn't matter, but it's just, you know, to know what kind of job they did putting this roof on, because it is a nice metal roof. It's not that old. I think the lady I bought it from said that the roof is only maybe 5 or 6 years old, but upon closer inspection you can tell they didn't do some things right. Like I mentioned, they didn't use the correct fasteners in my book. I mean, yeah, I know you can use nails, there's special nails for it, but still the screws hold a lot better. So there's already nails backing out of it, and I'm gonna have to get up there and go over it and seal up some nails that are backing out or replace them with screws. You can see there that gutter box I was talking about on the right hand side of the screen now. That flashing along the, I don't know what you call that part of the building, but that square part there that the entrance is, the flashing around that and the chimney is all pulled away about an inch and a half from the brick, so that needs fixed. But you know, the big span of the roof, the main part, is good. It's a newer metal roof. It should last, you know, forever basically. The color might fade, but that should really be the only thing that ever happens to it. So to give you some more backstory on the building, I started to tell you in the beginning that there was a guy that used it for storage and for doing his swapping and yard sale kind of stuff, and that was what they bought the building for. I guess they were the second owners, the people that we bought it from. And from what I gathered, talking to the lady that we purchased it from, her husband had got sick and passed away a good while ago. I'm not exactly sure how long. I think it was sometime in the 90s. And she, elderly herself, she moved down to Florida and has been there ever since. She's never come back to do anything with the building. She's been paying the taxes on it and the electric for, I think she told me the last 15 years maybe. But nobody's been there, nobody's done anything with it. until those kids broke in and tore everything up. So she's getting up there in age and just realized that she couldn't hold on to it anymore. The state reassessed all the taxes, and the taxes went up on it, and it was just a burden for her. So we ended up picking the building up for a good price because it's got some foundation issues, and the kids tore it all up and everything. It's basically just full of junk. So we're hoping, because we were able to get it so cheap, that we're going to be able to sink some money into it and end up with a nice apartment building on our hands. We're not 100% certain how many units we're going to try to put in it. I'm thinking 4 will fit pretty nice. In the terms of money, 4 smaller units will pay more than 2 larger units. So I think we can get 4 in there pretty comfortably. I'm going to try and do a good chunk of the work myself. There's things I'll definitely subcontract out, things like drywall, HVAC, plumbing and electrical, because I know how to do most of that, but the people that do it every day are just so much more efficient at it. You know, it might take me 6 months to drywall that place, and professionals could come in there and do it in a few days probably. So things like that, it's just worth paying somebody. But like I said, this is in a pretty good little spot in our town. Nice houses around there. It's a good area. So I think it's going to turn out pretty well. There's apartments right down the road from it, and I think they're pretty much always full. So I think we should have a good spot for some more apartments into it. It's walking distance to some stores and things like that. So anyways, guys, that's our abandoned church project. This was kind of mainly just get you guys a little look around and sneak peek of all the stuff that's to come, because as you can see, there's a ton of work to be done around here. So there'll be plenty more videos where this came from, as well as videos on all the other stuff I've already been covering. So let me know down in the comments below what you guys think of this project. Did I make a good investment, bad investment? Let me know what you would do with this building if it was yours. I think I know what I'm going to do with it. Maybe you guys will change my mind. I don't know. But anyway, until next time, guys, thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button if you have already. Give me a thumbs up. Helps the channel out. Helps me out. Keep making stuff for you guys. So until then, I'll catch you next time.